Kami works with non-integrated learning management systems, like SeeSaw. I'm going to walk you through how you can create an assignment and send it out to your students in a way that's familiar to them and still be able to access the work that they did. Let's start in the Kami library. Here, I'm going to go ahead and search for an activity that I know my students will like. Let's pull up the exit ticket for Nintendo. I'm going to grab this one and open it directly in Kami. Now, I've demoed this one before, and I saved a whole bunch of resources to my annotation bank. I'm going to drop them down on the page so that I can have the instructions ready for my students. Once my file's ready to go, let's go ahead and grab that share link. You're going to click on that, let it upload if it needs to, and choose how you want to send it out to students. For this example, we're going to do that everyone gets their own copy. If you're an elementary teacher or a teacher who wants to control the features that students have access to, go ahead and set those now. I'm going to give them the select tool, markup, comment text box, drawing, eraser, and I'm only going to choose these two from the add media selection. Once we have OK, we can take that link and copy it. Go ahead and head into your non-integrated learning management system. For this case, I'm going to use SeeSaw as an example. In SeeSaw, we can add our assignment, create the new activity, give it a name, and put your student instructions. I like to remind them to pull it up into Kami. We'll add that Kami link using the multimedia instructions and drop that link there in the URL. Let's go ahead and make it pretty for our students. That looks good. We'll save that and get it out to them. From the student side, they see it as an assignment as if they would in any other SeeSaw assignment. The student can go ahead and click on it and get the link to pull it up. Because we sent it out as an individual copy, this will create it as the student's own sample. You can see up here at the top that this is me as a student, and now it's my copy. I can mark up it, get rid of, and remove all the things that I don't want. When I'm done, as a student, I can learn to share my document and give it back to my teacher. Anyone with the link can be a viewer. Or let's give them editing features, and then that way my teacher can give me a feedback. I'll copy that link, go back to my SeeSaw, and add my response attaching my link as a student. When I'm back on my teacher page, I'll notice I have some students who have turned it in. I'm going to review it and check their work. I can see their responses and give them feedback, so then that way they'll know in which ways they can improve. But let's check out our student side again, because we might run into the issues that students aren't going to be able to share their files. Instead, you want to teach students to learn if their files uploaded in their Kami Uploads folder in Google Drive. This is a simple check. Teach your students to check on this little Save File button. When they click on that, you want to check to make sure that it's saved in their Kami Uploads. And I'll explain why. If you're a teacher, you can teach your students to share their Kami Uploads folder. Doing this at the beginning of the year will give you access to anything that they pull up in Kami. I like to put the instructions at first in my SeeSaw so my students can pull it up, or with their parents' help, they'll be able to share it out with me. Here you'll notice that I've pinned it to the top. The instructions for my students say, watch the video and share your Kami Uploads folder to the teacher. And I include this video because it's a step-by-step walkthrough on how to do that. On my student side, getting there is pretty easy. From their Kami document, they can go ahead and click on that Save File button again, and click on that Kami Uploads. This will take them directly to their Google Drive. This is where they want to share this to their teacher, and the reason being is because now they won't have to copy and paste that link every single time. Sharing this to the teacher will give the teacher access to anything they upload in Kami, and it automatically uploads, saving time for the students and for the teachers. To share, a student wants to hit that drop-down, click on the share file, and then they can type in their teacher's email address. The teacher will be notified and check their email, so they'll be able to pull it up and access it. They can hit send, but also copy the link. And when they head into SeeSaw, they're going to look for that activity and paste it there. Doing this means that you as the teacher who's pinned that to the top will always be able to pull it up. But there's even a shortcut to get to your students' assignments. You could go back to that pinned activity and click on the link for each student anytime you need to access their work. But the shortcut here is going into your drive, and you're going to search for the title of your activity. This was the exit ticket. When I search for that, I can see the students who have completed it, and their name is at the beginning of the document. This will allow me to pull it up in Kami and give them the feedback or check their work in real time. Now, whenever we use workarounds, we're bound to run into some hiccups every now and then. If you find yourself running into a situation that's a bit tricky, reach out to us and see what we can do to help.